He didn't turn to anyone else and ask them if they wanted to apologize to Dorit when they have treated her like absolute shit. Why should she be the punching bag for every single one of Grandmother Hilton?
Why? Why didn't anyone tell her? Who allowed that to
I
happen?
know.
It was when Rachel Zoe shut her ass down.
So those people needed to hear what she had to say. You're listening to Reality in 5D with your host, Matt.
And Courtney.
And today we are recapping part 2 of the Beverly Hills reunion. And honestly, I kind of feel like the trailer or the clip leading into it from last episode was a lot more dramatic than the actual reunion episode today ended up being. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I think there was a lot more
They spliced and edited it really well to make it seem like there was going to be more explosive controversy for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Dorit is activated. Dorit's fed up. You can see it all over her face. And I'm kind of here for it. I feel like certain sides of the show needs to be called out.
A little bit, though. I feel like there were some things, like especially when Kyle's story about like her family came up on and like the house. I could start to see them, you know, have empathy, and like it showed.
Yeah, I think
maybe there is some resolution still in store.
I think Dorit's always had empathy for her. That's what she was asking for in return. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're both going through a divorce. They both have children. And if anything, Dorit has young children. Like, you see those clips of young Portia, and you're like, that's the age of Jagger or Phoenix. So they're like that age going through this exact same thing, an ugly, bitter divorce,
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
That is sad.
And they're like, we open back up with that cult comment that Bose made about Amanda leaving a cult.
Perfectly poised, by the way.
Oh, Bose kills it. Bose knows how to deliver. She knows how to bring it without taking it to a level that is just tacky.
Amanda tried to shade her on the CMO comment about it being a temporary job, and I love how Bose shut that down and explained that was always kind of a temporary,
Anytime
position.
A company does bad, they're going to always blame, and it's always going to fall on the CMO. I mean, that makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? There's always a fall guy.
Yeah. I feel like Andy does not know how to keep control of the room. And hearing Kyle tell him to shut up and
to shut Dorit up. That was, I'm sorry, what level of like, you cannot do that. HR, where are you?
Yeah. He kind of lost the train of thought. They were like, oh, we're talking about Amanda. Like, it just.
Yeah, no, it's Amanda. She's like, guys, can we get back to my package? And Kyle just like, oh, she just said, can we get back to my package? And like bully laughed at her, which, I mean, Amanda, you're not that interesting, and your package was like pulling from other people's storyline. Yeah. So it was necessary for all of those people to have something to say about the situation at hand.
The best part of her package was either Kyle's memorable moments in that house before she lived there, or it was when Rachel Zoe shut her ass down.
And I agree, because Rachel Zoe made a lot of side comments that I really wish she would have spoken up and said. We had that conversation as we watched the episode. Yeah. I really wish, but
she says a lot of things in like the sidebar, and she needs to command more of her presence. She needs to come into that and own what she says, because she was right. She was spot on. She just.
Those people needed to hear what she had to say.
They talk over her, and she's not one to talk over. Like, that's tacky. I get it. But also, I feel she needs to be confident in what she's saying instead of saying it as a sidebar. Address it to those ladies, because just like Amanda needed to hear that she was being a mean girl by trying to one-up Dorit, like, there were a couple other comments that she said about Maurizio, seeing him everywhere. Yeah. Why did you not speak up and say that?
I think that when it doesn't involve her, she saves them for sidebars. But when it's directly her, like Amanda directly came for her. Amanda directly was bothered Rachel. So she immediately came at her and made sure she was heard,
Well, she had tried last episode when it came to like the whole women empowerment, making money, and Amanda didn't want to hear anything that Rachel had to say.
No.
And then it was refreshing to hear her like finally hit home.
No,
And
this is what
Amanda
you
was
said, and it bothered
so
me.
Amanda
Exactly.
doesn't take criticism well, so of course, that really resonated with her.
That's why
Probably
she had
echoed after
to
that too.
create a cult. You know what I mean? As Bo said. Or create a business where everyone worships her, looks up to her. That's why, because she cannot take criticism at all. Like you
Manifest her
said.
way. Yeah,
And
it has
I'm
to be her way.
all for manifesting your life 100%, but also own it. And she has a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
What about them saying that Sutton was going to sign up for her class? It was like 500K a month. That was her goal, was to get 500K a month, and she was going to sign up for Amanda's class to shade her.
Did she?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she actually went through with it, but she allegedly was going to do that. Remember, Dorit called her out for that. She's like, "What about you saying you were going to do that? Did you not do that?"
Yeah, but she deep dives on everyone.
Yeah, she found out she had a, what was it, a $2 million loan she took out right before the show, probably to buy like bags and
Amanda denied
the
that,
like.
but
Sutton
she
seems to
kind of,
know.
yeah. She's like, oh, well, that's what I heard. But of course, you have people out there
Mhm.
on the streets.
And I mean, her whole segment was kind of taken over by the screaming match.
Yeah, but that was all she really had, anyways. So
And
moving on.
yeah, and I agree with Rachel, like bringing up the whole thing, like, when Dorit announced the book and Amanda was like, "Oh, you didn't write it?" Like, everyone was actually genuinely celebrating her in that moment and being like, "Good for you." And Amanda had to come in immediately with shade. Like,
It
she
was a
feels like
backhanded insult.
it's the need to one up. Like, she's not nice. You don't need to make yourself look better. It makes you look worse. That's
Yeah,
like how Rachel said it or something along those lines. And I agreed 100%. She needed to hear all of that. I mean, she's kind of like,
it was cringe.
yeah, I don't know. I wasn't here for it. I don't know if she's like second season worthy. You know what I mean? I don't know that she brought enough. I don't know that she can mentally handle it.
Yeah, I don't think so. But she seems to be like, it's not scary. But like,
And
who
Jennifer,
said it was scary?
yeah, no, yeah, you're
That's
because you're
when
going
I
to be
know
held
you're scary.
accountable. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you did stuff you needed to be held accountable for.
Yeah.
What about Jennifer Tilly coming out in that fit with her face on it? I like it better in person than when I saw it in the picture. I think that about a lot of these outfits, except Amanda's. Um, She was like, prop me in a place where I look attractive. And then when she stood up and sat down, the face looked like a Jackson Pollock, like melting into or who was it that did the clocks?
El Salvador.
Yeah, Salvador Dali. It
Yes, yes.
literally is
So
like a
that's
melted, like, face. It was cracking me up. And then Kathy, Grandmother Hilton, Mother Hubbard came in that, like, pillowcase. But did she say that she did that? Oh my God, she did that diet. She got fooled by an AI video of Oprah and Dr. Oz doing a Jello diet where you mix like Jello and vinegar and baking soda. And she's like, on the first day, I lost 2 pounds. And then it completely messed up my entire system and I'm bloated and I can't fit into anything. And I'm like, this woman's not okay. She needs help. Someone needs to be monitoring her. How can you not tell this AI video of Dr. Oz or Oprah?
and with all the help she has, like I know she's got like private chefs and things. Like, why? Why didn't anyone tell her? Who allowed that to
I
happen?
know. It sounds terrible. Baking soda and vinegar.
Do you think that
Like
really happened? Or
we
do you think
made,
she just said that?
I mean, we made volcanoes out of that in science class in elementary school. Baking soda and vinegar. Like, imagine what that did when it hit her stomach.
How did she eat that? Was she taking like a tablespoon of baking soda?
Kathy, we have questions.
Yeah, I don't feel like you legit did this with putting baking soda in your jello with vinegar. How would anyone stomach that even to eat that? Are you eating babies?
Oh my God.
Someone with that kind of palate is like, I question.
Craziness. I did you notice that Kyle's entire package also was about everybody else? Like Maurizio and how he has made her look awful. Like even Rachel said, like you said, Rachel has seen him out like 3 times a week. He
Mhm.
looks messy. Kyle said Rachel was out at a party with him and her, and he had no respect for the fact that she was his wife and mother of his children. Like he's like, I'm assuming hanging all over other girls and like making a scene and kind of making her look stupid.
She also said they live two separate lives, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe she's hanging on to something she doesn't need to anymore. And
Yeah.
she's tying herself to like a dead horse, so to speak. And she needs to let it go.
Yeah, I lost more
Give up
respect
the
for
reins.
Mo than any house husband ever. Like, he was like top tier. I was like, I love Kyle and Maurizio, to being like, ugh, I'm not into this at all. Like,
On
this is
either
not
side,
on either side. You're
honestly.
right. Like, he was across the board. He was at Potomac. He ran into them at, where were they? Oh my God, the hat place. Kimasabe
Oh, yeah, yeah.
in Aspen. And I'm like, oh, how convenient. And Kyle even said that the housewives had to apologize to her for that. She got DM, she got text, she got an in-person apology from Ashley Darby at the girls' trip filming. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Where did he apologize? All of those people, but what did he have to say about his behavior?
Oh, just going city to city, leaving his stain
The one,
on all the housewife franchise.
yeah, like Kathy said, stop trying to make Mo happen. We're not
Yeah.
here for it. Best thing she said. And Dorit hitting her with that. Do you think that you haven't filed because you're in denial? Because you think that the relationship is going to change and you think he's going to come back to you? Kyle's face was like, oh,
Or maybe she just doesn't want to divide assets.
yeah,
Does seem kind of greedy.
yeah, for sure. Because they live a completely different
Well, and
life.
then she even talked about how half of it was hers because of the show and he didn't have two pennies. So when she let on to that little tidbit, that's the tip of the iceberg because
Well,
she's very reserved.
and
She
it is
keeps to
California
herself.
law. I mean, they built everything together. She said he had like what, 2 nickels when they were together.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't rub that together or
And then they
whatever.
even were like, the show gave,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, that's true. So,
Kathy said, does he know that? He does now.
mhm.
It's on television. I'd love to hear about it, but she did say they don't have a prenup. And speaking of prenup, Sutton is still getting spousal support, so she's not getting any of that
Yeah.
um child support that she was receiving from her
The
ex-husband, but
kids.
which was like tax-free, but she's still receiving that, what was it, 300,000 a month?
Yeah, California law, they have to.
Yeah. And then they go into that whole tangent about how money changes men. And then Kathy's phone rings right in the middle of Kyle's segment. And she answers the phone. Did you catch that? Like, everyone completely ignored it. I'm like, on what level? Andy didn't say a word.
She tries too hard to be like, I don't know, airy, ditzy, funny. I don't know. Maybe it's like an I Love Lucy days kind of like
Mm-hmm.
humor. But I don't feel like it always lands well. It came off disrespectful. I was surprised not one person said anything.
Mm-hmm. She's allowed to be disrespectful.
Or
She's always
even the
been.
production.
Right. She's
Yeah.
always been that like older sister, like, oh, it's Kyle's moment, but she's not me. So I'm going to answer my phone and whatever, Kyle. Like, she laughed at her last season when she was low key trying to come out. You know what I mean?
And why did they always ask Kyle about Morgan when Kathy's on the seat? Do you see her just like immediately clam up and shut down?
Maybe it's her safety
And I
blanket,
feel like it's
security blanket,
because anytime she goes to talk about it, Kathy just laughs and dismisses it. Like,
answers a phone call.
answers a phone call, tries to deflect. Exactly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason she's not saying anything about it is because Kathy put the kibosh on it. Kind of like, remember when she was trying to do the woman's, what was that?
Oh, American Woman.
American Woman.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Kathy put a stop to that too.
100. When Andy asked Dorit, he's like, that comment over you protecting Kyle and not divulging information about our relationships. And he's like, is this the relationship that you're talking about? The one that Kyle alluded to this season about not this person not wanting to share their life on the show and then it just becoming, Morgan, like it feels like it's Morgan, or we can dance around it all day long,
Yeah.
but I feel
Perfect.
like it's Morgan.
It is
That's my
Morgan.
opinion.
Yeah.
Um, Dorit, he's like, is this who you're talking about? And she's like, it is. Yes. And then he like asked her another question. The way she shut Andy down, I was proud of her. She's like, I don't know, she's right there to your right. He's like, yeah, she is. Like, Caddy.
But why would they ask to read that
I
question
know.
about Kyle? It was
Exactly.
clearly a
She's right
Kyle's question.
here. Ask her yourself, Andy.
Yeah, they were setting that shade up. Honestly, Andy, like, Your days are numbered, I swear.
I agree with you. Mark Francis from Ladies of London needs to host all of the reunions. Bravo, if you're listening, let Andy take a side note. Let him do Watch What Happens Live. I don't feel like that's doing well. I feel like there's a reason they have to slam every episode in between Housewives to like make us watch it. And I
Yeah.
skip it every time. Every time. And you've got Sutton's entire package. You know how they do that little sizzle reel and everyone sits and they're like all sitting there looking? Her entire one just shows that she's like a hurtful person and a bully.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying that about Sutton all along, though, like, she's always had or tried to have these one-liners that she thinks is cute and catty, but they come off completely bitchy, like the wallet comment. And
I saw the fear in Tilly's eyes watching that playback of her being like snapped at by Sutton over and over and over again and like belittled and ostracized. And then um when she apologized to Sutton for it too and was like, I had a terrible childhood, I was like, oh my gosh, I can tell by that response she felt like she had to apologize because she knew Sutton would be embarrassed or upset because that made her look bad or like a terrible friend when really that was Sutton's behavior. And then Sutton's like apology was like kind of just like a
half-assed,
half-ass.
subpar.
Yeah, it was like, oh, well, she apologized to me, so I'll apologize too. Obviously, I don't want to look like that kind of friend. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then she claimed a lot of her situation with Garcelle and the way she's acted throughout the years filming was because of a bad relationship with alcohol. And I'm like, I don't recall her looking sloshed or looking like overly drunk, but I recall her being an asshole. Like
Mm-hmm.
throughout every episode, either an asshole or irrelevant, and not in a good kind of way. Like Erica Jane has a way of being downright cutthroat, but it's great TV. Like Sutton was a bore. She's been a bore.
Yeah,
It's time to
maybe
distract.
sometimes she was like mean, but her dad was an alcoholic.
Mm, yeah.
So
I think
maybe
it's
she
time to
was seeing
distract the
similar
show.
tendencies. Yeah, for sure.
NBC needs to send an annulment.
There's like one more to add to the Bravo list.
Yeah. They try to touch on the Avi situation, which I honestly don't care at all about. They're like, oh, yeah, I paid him a severance, an NDA was signed, and he's no longer employed. Are you hurt that he showed up on the red carpet with Garcelle? I mean, who cares? They're friends. And if you
Mm-hmm.
are hurt, Garcelle wins. She got your ass. Ha ha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't here for it. I thought she was better this season out of all the seasons I've watched her. But then the way that she acted at that party, like she knew she needed a final scene, almost like I feel like that was a grab to save her job. The screaming over the top at the garden party, like Nikki Hilton at the bottom laughing because you can hear her voice echoing at Dorit, and the situation that she chose to be mad about, where Dorit's like, oh, I'm gonna kill her later. It was so minuscule and irrelevant. It's just reaching. It's time that the show distracts. I'm done. I don't see
Or
enough.
how about like her snapping at Tilly because Tilly was like, I think you should just go in and giving her advice, and then Sutton snapping at Tilly, and then turning around and trying to give Dorit advice, and then wondering why Dorit was like upset about it.
Right.
Oh, did you taste your own medicine? Was it bitter?
Mm-hmm. And then her saying, what did you feel about her saying that she thinks the reason that Garcelle is mad at her is because she made the comment right after Erica said she wished Garcelle was more interesting,
Oh, yeah.
that
She was boring.
she felt she was most surprised last season that her and Erica got along. And you saw Garcelle's face kind of drop like she was pissed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Garcelle felt betrayed by the whole situation. But honestly, like Garcelle, you have to be able to stand your own.
Yeah.
If you can't hold up or stand your own, I honestly don't know why we're talking about you. I don't know why you're even being seen in this reunion, but since you were, we'll give it a little splash of tea. But I don't know. Get over it, both of you.
I don't know. She had some like hatred towards some of the girls.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't just like not get along with them sometimes. Like, remember the fish she named Kyle, the ugly one, and then it died and she like
Ha ha
laughed
ha.
about it?
Giggled, yeah.
Like,
She was a mean girl.
that was
She called
mean.
them mean girls, but she was a mean
But
girl.
she was mean. She tried to do that to Dorit. She tried to cancel Dorit, call her racist and stuff. She tried really hard to really come for some of the the girls in a very mean girl way.
Yeah.
So for her to leave because she was mad that her plan didn't play out according to the way she thought it
Dorit
would.
said it's a look she has.
Yeah.
Like her eyes literally bug up and she shifts. And I'm not production. I don't have these clips, but I can think of several moments throughout the few years she's been on this show where her eyes have popped and she's had something like big to say. You know what I mean? I get what Dorit was saying. She's like, I saw those eyes and I was out. I knew it. I knew it was going to get us nowhere. And Sutton's like, you saw exhaustion. Exhaustion. Like everyone's tired. It's 2026. The world's falling the fuck apart. We're all exhausted. You don't get to bug out on everyone. Like that's crazy.
Exhausted from what? She doesn't work or do anything. She's like an empty nester that just sits at home with an assistant.
And $300K a month in spousal support.
I know how.
Find a hobby.
Exhausted. Yeah.
Get a hobby. And I mean, it kind of just felt the whole reunion Andy was coming for Dorit. Like his like comments to her were snippy. I feel like something happened behind the scenes or I don't know.
He always acts annoyed with Dorit.
He's at a
How
level.
many times has she been like, am I boring you, Andy? He'll like literally yawn when she's speaking.
Yeah.
He's rude. Him and Dorit must not have a great relationship because they don't ever see eye to eye.
He teeters a level of unprofessionalism with a lot of the housewives at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's impossible in the job that he's doing to have an unbiased opinion. And I think that as an interviewer in that setting on a reunion, you need to be unbiased. And he's developed these personal relationships with these girls. And that's on another level inappropriate. HR should have some questions about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is affecting his ability to be a proper journalist because on some level, this is like
You can
the
see the
interview
ones
is
he
the
favors.
journalism point of the season where we're going back, we're spilling the tea, we're talking about what they've witnessed now that the cameras are done and it's all been cut and edited.
Yeah.
So you need a level of professionalism that I don't think he's capable of having anymore with the reunion.
He hangs out with these women.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that line is crossed.
It was tense. I mean,
was.
Erica and Sutton hurt Dorit. You could see it. Erica's like, Dorit hurt me. You saying that this was all a plot to keep my job. I said that. I'm still, Erica Jane is one of my favorite housewives of all time across the franchises. I stood by her during the Tom trial. I was like one of the few of our friends that watch all the shows that was like, yeah, she's innocent. I can see it. But the way she acted this season, I completely disagree with. And it did come off several times like, is she siding with Kyle? Because Kyle has a producer credit and she's trying to keep her job. I get that. And that may hurt, but I feel like the level of truth behind it is what hurts. The fact that you're upset about it shows that you saw some level of truth of that in yourself. And that made it look more relevant to me.
For sure.
In the long run.
You accept what offends you and what doesn't. And for the fact that, I mean, she took a pay cut. We know she took a pay cut.
Yeah, I do. I firmly believe that that's who Rinna was speaking about in her book.
33% pay cut.
Allegedly, if that's who Rinna was talking about, I do.
Gave us nothing for that reason, and I think Dorit was right, and I think that was what she was hinting at.
Yeah, step it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dorit's hurt because, or I'm sorry, no, Erica was hurt because Dorit said that Bose has shown her more support. But honestly, like what she's going through right now in that moment, then yeah, Bose is showing her more support. That's what we've seen. That's what production's giving us as well. So if it's not the truth, then show us the backstory. I feel like if there were clips, we would have seen it. I maybe think seasons past, yes, Fox Force 5, they were great friends. They were able to support one another. The break-in, all of that, we saw Erica support her, yes. But what she's going through right now, what's relevant in this moment, she's been up Kyle's ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She knew she would look like she was siding with Kyle, and she still chose that route. So, you know what? She made her bed. She can lie in it.
And Andy turning around like the dad, being like, Dorit, do you have something to apologize for?
Yeah.
She's like, for what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Has anyone he didn't turn to anyone else and ask them if they wanted to apologize to Dorit when they have treated her like absolute shit as well. Why should she be the punching bag for every single one of these women on this stage today?
I see why she's just like, whatever. She's already kind of like so over it. She's got a foot out the door. I wonder if she's going to come back.
I don't know. I like her. I think she holds a hard it's a hard hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
To be
she's
dealt.
a great character on the show. She really is. But at the same time, what you're going through and then being bullied and then losing friends over it, is it worth it while you're going through a divorce and you have your children? You know what I mean?
And it's not saying she can't bounce back and next season come back stronger, better.
Her book drops
You know.
in just a few days. I'm interested. I'll read it.
Yes,
I'll
yes,
support Dorit.
of
I'm here
course.
for
Me
it.
too. So hopefully, she can toughen it out and things will get better. And she'll see that. But
Yeah,
only time will tell.
for sure. Well, it's been fun. I mean, I can't wait for part 3. I really can't believe we're reaching the end of Beverly Hills
I know.
season 15.
Wow.
Oh,
It's crazy.
well,
Let's see how the final finale is going to wrap up.
I can't wait.
And if everyone stays for photos after.
Gosh, seriously.
We don't have any storm outs.
Thanks for listening, guys. It's been great on Reality in 5D with your host, Matt.
And Courtney.
Bye.